Let me ask you something real. Have you ever felt like you're just drifting through life? Like you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're working, you're handling your responsibilities, you're showing up, but deep down, you know that you are not where you want to be. Like you may not necessarily be miserable right now. Your life might not just be falling apart, but it may just be off. Like something's missing, but you can't quite put your finger on it. But let me ask you this too, because this might hit different for someone else differently. Like, what if your life is miserable? Like, what if you look at your life and you think like, man, how did I get here? How did my life end up looking like this? How did things get so messed up? And maybe you feel behind, maybe you feel stuck. I know that I have. Maybe you feel like you made too many wrong decisions. Maybe you're carrying regret, you're frustrated, or even you're carrying shame with you every single day. And if that is you, I want you to hear me clearly that nothing is wrong with you. And I don't say that lightly, because a lot of times that feeling doesn't come from you being a failure. Sometimes it doesn't come from you being lazy. It doesn't come from you being broken. But if I be honest, very often that feeling comes from something that's way more simpler and much more common. And that is the lack of direction. Because one thing, when you don't know where you're going, life can slowly start to feel chaotic. Like you can start reacting instead of choosing. Like you can start surviving instead of building. And before you know it, like you wake up in a life you never intentionally created. And that's what I want to talk about today. I don't want to talk about perfection. I don't want to talk about having everything figured out. I want to talk to you about vision, direction, and what happens when you finally decide to stop drifting. Here's one of the most important truths that I've learned in my life. If you don't know where you're going, you can end up anywhere. And anywhere isn't always where you want to be. Now, let me be very clear when I say this. I'm not saying that you need to have your entire life figured out. I'm not saying that you need a perfect plan. I'm not saying that you need to have everything in control. You need to have every outcome. But what I am saying is this. You need a vision. You need an aim. You need a direction. And it's a Bible verse that I love. It says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Now, whether you believe in the Bible or not, that's up to you. But I personally believe in the Bible. But regardless of your belief, that statement is full of wisdom. Because perish doesn't mean that you fall apart overnight. It means that you drift. It means that you lose discipline. It means that you wake up one day and you realize, man, years have passed and you don't recognize your own life. And the truth is, I live both sides of that. You see, when I was younger, I had a vision, a very clear one. I wanted to be in the NFL. That was my dream. It was football. It was success. It was winning. And I had a picture in my mind of the life that I wanted, the family, the money, the house, the cars, the freedom, the entrepreneurship. I could see it. But life doesn't always ask you for permission before it changes. And the thing about it, when I was 18, my dad passed away. And a few months later, my family got evicted from our home. And just like that, the life that I was dreaming of, it shifted. It shifted from me, going and doing what I wanted to do, and the path that I was on. It shifted from that to me surviving. But the thing is, I still had vision. Like the path did change. Like the decisions got heavier. The options, they were more narrow, and responsibility showed up every single day. But there's another verse that says, a man plans his ways, but the Lord directs his steps. And that verse became very real to me because I had a plan. But life, and in my belief, God, He redirected me. You see, I still tried to hold on to the dream of the NFL because I made the football team at the University of Memphis. But life, it kept stacking responsibilities on top of me. Responsibility on top of responsibility, and then more came change. After getting married, me and my wife, we decided that we wanted to have a child. And then I became a father. But not only was I a father, my son was born with a special needs condition. And the truth is, at that moment, everything was changed. Everything was different. Everything literally changed because we're having a son who came out the womb with over 75% of his bones broken. That led me and my wife having to change our whole dreams, our whole plan. Because the only thing in this moment that was important, the only thing that was important was our son. Like what mattered before, it didn't matter the same way anymore. And what I had to do was I had to make room for what was required. And this is where I want to pause, because this part matters. You see, having a vision does not mean that life will happen exactly how you plan. It means you are committed to becoming who you desire to become. Even when the route changes, even when things in life happen, you are committed to becoming the person that you desire to become. And for a long time after that, like I was visionless. I wasn't lazy. I wasn't unmotivated. I was just unclear about what I wanted in life. And that's the hard place to be, especially as an adult. Like it was very difficult for me because I had a season where I was working 110 hours a week and, I'm just going through the motions to do what I need to do to be the father and husband that I needed to be. But it was very difficult. It was very hard because after football, I just didn't know what I wanted in life. But then after that, like going through just years of, being visionless, then you know what? I had another opportunity. Like I had a new vision for my life. And it was a season where I had opened up a business. Like I quit my job, my 9-to-5 job when I was working at this warehouse job. I quit my job. And in that year, I made more money in 1 year than I ever made in my entire life. And for real, y'all, like I thought like this was it. I thought like, man, the life that I wanted, the entrepreneurship, like being a multi-millionaire, like I was on my way. I just really felt like this is what I was aiming for. And then the very next year, y'all, I made less money than I made in years. Like I made less money than when I worked part-time. And I'll be honest, like that messes with you because nobody really talks about the emotional side of rebuilding your life. Like nobody talks about what it's like to lose momentum. Nobody talks about how confusing it is when you finally get what you want and then it's just gone. Like you're finally on the path that you desire for your life. It looks like, man, you're headed towards the direction that you desire to go. And then boom, you're totally on the opposite side of it. But here's what I learned in that season. I learned some valuable things. But one of the things that I learned was even when things were unstable on the outside, I had more peace ever. I had more peace in my life on the inside of me. And it took me some years though, after my business crashed and, things in life happened. My credit score was in the 300s. I was in over $250,000 of debt. I was struggling in my marriage and in my family. I still end up having more peace. And the thing is, why? Why did I have peace again? Well, I had peace because I knew the direction that I wanted to go in my life. Like, I didn't know the timeline. I didn't know the exact outcomes. All I knew was the direction. And that's when something clicked for me. You see, vision isn't about controlling your life. Vision is about anchoring yourself while life moves. Because one thing about life that I found to be true is that change is inevitable. Like change is inevitable. Change is going to happen in your life. Change is going to happen. And you know this for yourself because you've experienced things. Like for example, divorce happens. It happens. You lose loved ones. Lawsuits happens. Health changes. Jobs disappear and money fluctuates. Money comes in and money goes out. Like it's so many different things in your life. Like it may not be any of those things that I said, but it may be your own personal experience to where things in your life change. Like one of the things for me earlier was having a special needs child. That wasn't in my plan. And my plan was having a normal child. But see, just a little bit in my life, I had my first special needs child. Then I had another child who was typical. But then I had another child, me and my wife, we had our other child. And he had the same condition as our first child. And the thing is, like, as I've been going through life is change is just going to happen. But the question is, are you ready for it? Like, are you prepared for the change to take place? But the thing about it, those things should not destroy you. It should not destroy you internally. And let me be real. When I say this is like where most people get it wrong. And I'm not only talking about other people, y'all. I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about me, Joshua Tate, because for years, my vision was built almost entirely on everything on the outside: money, success, business, status, the NFL, what I could do for my life and what I could show for my life. That's what I built my vision boards on, the things that I wanted to have. But the thing about it, when I look at it, none of those things are bad. It's not. I still want them in my life today. I'm still working towards those things. But I learned this the hard way. If your vision is only external, when the external collapses, you collapse. And I mean that because when my business crashed, when the money was gone, when my credit score was in the 300s, when I was behind on all of my bills except my life insurance bill, internally, I was not okay. I was angry. I was bitter. I was depressed. I was hopeless. I had hatred in my heart and I wanted to give up on life, y'all. I wanted to give up. And that's when it really hit me. It really, really hit me that the external stuff is cool, but it cannot carry you. You can't put your trust in these things on the outside. You can't depend on who you are is not the things that you have. Who you are is not the things that you do. And I had to learn that the hard way. And I've seen people with millions of dollars, y'all, who still don't have peace. They have the homes, the cars, the money, the status, but none of that, it guarantees joy. None of that makes you happy. Yes, it's temporary happiness in that, for sure. Yep, but deep peace, no. You don't got real joy. It feels good, but that does not fulfill you as a person. And I had to learn that. And that's when I learned this truth, y'all. I learned that who you are is more important than what you have. I'm gonna say that again. I learned that who you are is more important than what you have. Because everything on the outside, it flows from the inside. That's how it goes. Everything flows from the inside out. So if you want peace externally, it starts internally. If you want joy externally, it starts internally. If you want stability externally, it starts internally. And here's something that is very, very, very important, but you don't understand. If you want peace, joy, if you want growth, if you want clarity, I want you to know that disruption will follow intention. I want you to know that you can make your mind up to say that I'm going to start working on my insides first. Yes, do that, but it's going to be difficult. Because I remember when, for me, in my life, when I realized that I was focusing too much on the stuff that was external. When I was focusing on the stuff that was outside of my control and not inside of me, and I started to make that change, it was really hard. And it was hard because disruption follows intention. It's the moment that you decide that you want peace, that's when trigger starts to show up. The moment that you decide that you want to grow, discomfort appears. The moment that you decide that you want to be better, that's when you're met with resistance. Because disruption doesn't mean, now I want you to know this, disruption don't mean that you're doing something wrong. It often means that you are really finally doing something that is right. And I had to learn that because when I was working on my inner self, y'all, it was stuff that came up. It was mindsets that I had to really look at and be like, nah, you got to change your mindset. You got to change your belief system. You got to change the way that you think about life. You got to change the way that you think about your value. But it was difficult. But I had to work through those things and I had to move forward. So as you desire to make the change in your life, just because disruption happened, that doesn't matter, okay? Just because disruption shows up, that doesn't matter. You have to know that disruption will come because disruption follows intention. Growth always disrupts comfort. When you desire to grow, you can't be comfortable. Just think about it, some real life example. If you desire to have better health, well, you got to get in that gym and you got to work out, and that's not going to be easy. Right? You got to change your eating habits. You want to grow inside of your marriage? Well, you're going to have to do some uncomfortable things and have some uncomfortable conversations. That's just a part of it, y'all. A part of growing is really going through an uncomfortable and difficult moment. If you want to grow, you want to learn, well, guess what? In order to learn, you have to feel stupid. That's just the truth. In order for you to learn, you gotta feel stupid. So like growth always disrupts comfort. So I want you to really pay attention to that. And I want you to know that. But now look, I want to do something here that's very, very important, because I know that I can talk all day, you guys. Like I can talk. But the thing is, like, inspiration without action, like that don't change anything. Like for me, just encouraging you all, like, yes, it encourages you, but if you don't take action, then nothing's going to happen. Like feeling motivated is really good. Feeling encouraged is really good. But if you walk away from this video and you don't actually do anything with it, then nothing changes, because nothing changes if nothing changes. I love that quote. Like nothing is going to change if you don't change. And the thing that I love about the word in the Bible is talks about don't just be a hearer of the word, but be a doer of the word. And that's important. And man, another quote that somebody that I know, he said, knowledge is powerful, but applied knowledge is undefeated. And so as we go through and we talk about some of these things today, don't just listen and don't just, get the knowledge and get the information, but actually apply it. Actually apply it. So because I just don't want you to hear this. All right. I want you to walk away with something practical. I want you to walk away with something that you can do today, something that you can actually apply to your life. And I want to give you some real actionable steps that you can take to begin building a vision for your life. Not a perfect vision, not a finished vision, but a real one. So let's go ahead and get into it. And step number one, the first thing that you need to do when it comes to building that vision for your life is building the vision from the inside first. Okay? This is where everything has to start. And this is the step that I skipped for years. Like I was so focused on what I wanted to have that I never stopped to think about who I needed to be. Like I was so focused on I need the money, I need the lifestyle, I need the cars, I need the house, I need the clothes, like I need this. But for me, the biggest thing was I need money. Because if you know my story, I didn't really grow up having much. Like digging in the trash cans, for food, digging in the trash cans to find things to recycle, living in homes with rats and with roaches. For me, I'm not gonna go all into it, but like I didn't really have much. And so for me, I thought like the only thing that I need to have is money. But that I realized that was not true. And I never stopped to really think about who I needed to become, who I needed to be. I kept asking the questions like, how much money do I want to make? Like when I did my vision board, it was like, what level do I want to reach? Like, what does success look like for me? The cars, the home, the marriage, the relationship. But I wasn't asking those deeper questions that I really needed to ask. Like, who do I want to be when things don't go my way? Like, how do I want to respond under pressure? Do I want to be peaceful or reactive, grounded or anxious, bitter or resilient? Like I had to ask myself these questions, and these are the deep questions that I want you to ask yourself too, because external things change, but internal character is what carries you. Who you are is what changes the circumstances. Once, like if you go to the top and then you fall, who you are on the inside is what's going to matter. The money isn't going to matter because I've been there. Like I've been there to where I had the money and then I didn't have the money. I didn't have the business. I didn't have the success. I didn't have the, people looking at me like, oh man, that dude is so awesome. And it was no one, like it was a limited amount of people that was there to help me when I was at my lowest point in life. So the thing is, if you build peace on the inside, it can't be taken from you. If you build stability on the inside, circumstances won't destroy you. Like everything flows from the inside out. Like everything flows from the inside out. And that's something that I really want you to know. Like you may be looking at your life and you're confused about things that's going on, but it's not the outside. Like, yes, I know you might be dealing with some health issues. Yes, I know that you might be dealing with some financial issues, some marital issues, some spiritual issues. It's so many things that could be going on in your life. But I want you to focus on internally. As a man thinketh, so is he. Like I read that book and it's so true. Like stuff don't just appear on the outside, it does start here. And I know like some things don't just happen based on what's inside of you, but random things happen, sicknesses and different things happen, but you gotta be grounded internally. And the thing about that is like once you have started doing that internal work, now we can go to the next step. And the next step from doing that internal work is finding direction, not just outcomes. Like you have to find direction and not just focus on the outcomes. Like this part is huge because a lot of people think like vision means knowing exactly how everything is going to work out. And I realized that that's not true. Like that's not vision. That's control. Vision is about direction on which way I'm going. It's about knowing which way you're moving, even if you don't know the next step. So the things that I want you to understand is like vision isn't saying like it gotta be like this, boom, 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 boom. Because I can guarantee you, if you build your life in a way to where it's like it has to be at this time, has to be this, this gotta be like that gotta be like that, you're gonna find yourself being very disappointed. But you just have to know the direction that you're going. You see, one thing that I've learned is when you focus on the outcome and you don't focus on the journey, when you just focus on the outcome and you don't focus on the journey, which I've been doing like a majority of my life, I've learned that even when you make it, guess what? You lose it. You know why you lose it? You lose it because that was the goal. Like that was the goal and now you made it. And so it's like you don't have nothing else. Like I can just talk on and on about that, but it's like, no, you don't want to just be focused on the destination. You want to be focused on the journey. And so you have to ask yourself questions like, what direction do I want to go in my life? Like, what direction do I want my life to go in? Like, what direction do I want to go? Where do I see my life going? Ask yourself, what am I moving towards? Like, what am I moving away from? What kind of life am I intentionally building? Those are the questions that you have to ask yourself. And understand this, when you set a real direction for your life, resistance will show up. When you make that decision, like, hey, this is the vision and this is where I'm going, resistance is going to show up because it's just inevitable. It's just inevitable. When you make a choice a decision, not a choice, when you make a decision that you're going to do something and you're going to, move towards this direction, you're going to get a lot of resistance. So just know that and don't be uncertain. Like when that happens, don't be uncertain about if your vision, if the decision that you made was right, because it is. You see, discomfort doesn't mean that what you're doing is wrong. It often means that you're finally doing it right. Because the thing that I've learned, even when it comes to disruption follows intention, what I've learned is this. Why do you think that so many people are not living the life that they desire to live? Well, it's because when disruption happens, they quit, they give up. When disruption happens, they just stop. And I realize it's like, no, disruption is a very good sign that you're doing something right. Because it's supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be easy. Like when I think about just my journey and how, my desires for entrepreneurship and my desires for success, like I think about it, it's not supposed to be hard. Like if I want to get into the 1%, then I have to be down this path. And even biblically, like it says, it's a narrow path. It's a narrow road. Only few people go down the narrow road. And I take that into life. When you think about successful people in any arena, it's not a lot of them. Why is it not a lot of them? Because many of them, many people, they go down the same road, but then they're met with disruption. They're met with difficulties. But the ones who surpass that difficulty, they the ones that make it into the top percent, into the top 10%, the top 1%. And that's just how it's done, because they are the people that pushes past that. So I just want to encourage you, like even with that, when disruption happened in your life, when things don't go the way that you want it to go ahead and keep pushing and keep moving forward, because disruption is supposed to follow intention. So don't just quit just because it gets uncomfortable. Like that discomfort, that's often a confirmation, okay? And now I just want to talk to you about the final step. And this one is very critical. The final step is you have to sit down before life sits you down. And I'm gonna say that again. Sit down before life sits you down. Because if you don't slow down intentionally, life will do it for me. Trust me, like I've learned from this. Like you have to create a space to actually think about your life. Not scrolling, not reacting, not surviving, but sitting down and asking yourself real questions. Like, what do I actually want out of my life? Like, what is it that I really, really want? And this is very huge. It's huge because a lot of people don't really know what they want out of life. A lot of people don't really know what they want. Like they know what their parents want for them. They know what their friends want for them. They know what their pastor want for them, what their employer want for them. Like everybody knows, what other people want for them, but they don't really know what they want for themselves. So you have to ask yourself, like, what do I actually want out of life? Ask yourself, what drains me? Like, what gives me life? You have to know these things. Like, what season am I really in right now? What needs to change? Not someday, but what needs to change now? What are some habits that you have that needs to change today? And I'm not just talking to you, like this is something that I implemented, like I have already implemented these things in my life. And I'm just refining them over and over because it's not a thing that you do once and then you forget. No, it's a constant journey of just redoing this whole process all over again. When you find yourself lost or when something else happened, you got to continue to go through this process, asking yourself these questions, because clarity doesn't come from rushing. It comes from being honest with yourself. So sit down on purpose, reflect, journal, pray, talk it out, use tools, get perspective. Because if you don't pause intentionally, life will force you to pause. Like life is going to tell you, sit down and get yourself together. So my thing for you is like, yes, build external goals, chase success, work hard, want more for your life, but never let what you have define who you are. Because when the outside changes, and it will, I promise you it will, the internal work is what keeps you standing. So have a vision, but leave room for change. Build from the inside out. And I want you to know that you're not behind. You are not behind. Don't feel like you're behind. I know in today's world, we can scroll on social media. We can look at our friends. We can look at our family. We can look at people all around us and just feel like, man, like we're behind. And it's a person that I love that really talks about this. I ain't gonna say I love, but I really like this guy, Gary Vee. He talks about it all the time. Like, stop feeling like you're behind. Stop. You could be 20, you could be 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. You are not behind. You're not too late. I know you can base that based off of everybody that you see, but the thing about it is you are not living nobody else's life. You're living your life. You have different challenges. You have different things going on in your life. So don't compare your life to someone else, because believe it or not, that's the truth. If you feel like you are behind, that means you are holding yourself to a standard that was set by somebody else, not by you. That was set by somebody else. Because what are you comparing it to? Just really ask yourself that question. And that's something that I've done myself. Like, I'm 27 years old, and a point in my life I felt like, man, I'm a failure. Like, bro, I don't got things together. I don't have no career and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, man, just a whole bunch of stuff. I'm married, I got 3 kids, and I'm not where I want to be. I'm so behind, like, blah, blah. And I realized that it was because I'm comparing myself to the version to the life that I wanted to have. But I was also comparing myself to what I saw other people had. But I want to encourage you to don't compare yourself in your life to anyone, because you're not behind. You're becoming. You are not behind. You are becoming more. And I want to leave you guys with this, okay? You don't need to have your entire life figured out today. Like, you don't. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to know every single step. But what you need is a direction. Because drifting is exhausting, and wondering is confusing, and living without vision, it slowly drains you. So here's my encouragement to you. Take some time after this video, sit down, be honest with yourself, and ask yourself the hard questions. Think about who you want to become, not just what you want to have. Decide what direction you want your life to move in. And then after that, take one step, not 10, not everything at once, just one intentional step. Because vision doesn't change your life overnight, but direction changes your life over time. And if this message has spoke to you, if you feel seen, challenged, or encouraged, I want you to do two things for me, okay? First, I want you to share this with someone that you know who needs it, because chances are you are not the only one that's feeling this way. And second, don't let this just be another video that you watch. Let it be a moment where something clicked. And I want you to know that you are not broken. You are not late. I want you to know that you are not failing, but you're becoming. And as long as you keep choosing direction over drift, you are going to be just fine. So be encouraged, you guys, and just know that you are on a journey. And I believe that you can be more, that you can do more, and that you can have more. You can live a better life. Until next time, you guys,